In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get high probability setups every single time. This is the same strategy that's helped me make over $10,000 every single month. The same strategy helped me get my dream car, which is my McLaren right here. And this video is also going to show you exactly how to swing trade the strategy. So you can go ahead, take the trades, forget about them, look back in a couple days and see the money in your account. It's really that simple. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into strategy and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Before we start the strategy, just a friendly reminder, we have our community. In our community, we give free signals every single day for stocks, futures, forex, and crypto. So if you guys want access to the community, all you gotta do is just join the link in the description down below, where you can start getting signals just like this every single day. And we have a 60 to 80% win rate on those signals. So go ahead and check it out. All right, let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the strategy right now. This is going to be exactly what you're going to need to do. So for this strategy, we're going to be trading on either the 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame. You can trade crypto, forex, futures, stocks, you name it, doesn't really matter. For this example, we're going to do forex. So in order to get started with this, we're going to need to add 2 indicators on our charts. These indicators are only going to show us exactly what's happening on the chart, but the actual entries will be based purely off price action. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to indicators in either chart labs or trading view, doesn't really matter. In here, I'm going to type in EMA, and then also we're going to type in zigzag. These two right over here. Once these two are added on our charts, we're simply going to go into the EMA and we're going to make sure we set that to 200, right? Because we want to use it for the long term. And then the zigzag, we can keep it on default. If you're on trading view, then you're going to need to go ahead and in the zigzag, just make this a 1 instead of a 5. So typically it's a 5. Just make this a 1, then press. So from here on out, guys, all you really want to do is just simply pay attention at the zigzag and see what type of trend you're in with the EMA. What do I mean by this? Let me explain. So if the candles are above the EMA, we see right over here, right? This is a 200 EMA, and the candles are above it. We're only looking for buy scenarios, guys. We're looking for buy opportunities. If the candles are beneath the EMA, like over here, for example, then we're only looking for sell opportunities. Very simple. So this whole time right now, we're looking for buys, and this whole time right now, we're looking for sells, and vice versa. So the entire time right now, we're looking for buys. When this price is jagged like this, we don't want to trade, guys. So if the EMA is flat, we don't want to trade. We only want to make sure we're trading if the EMA is going upwards or going downwards, guys. This is very important for the strategy. Next, what we want to do is take a look at the zigzags. And the zigzag is basically just telling us where our higher highs, our higher lows, and lower highs. Sorry. And over here, you can see exactly what kind of trend we're in. So what are we doing right now in this scenario, right? We're looking to enter a pullback. What does that mean exactly? So notice how right now, if we zoom out, every time it goes up, it's like a wave. We're trying to enter on these pullbacks right here. So right there, for example, one second, the white, right there, for example, right here, we're trying to enter on the pullbacks, guys, right? This is where we want to see value for our money, and this is where we want to place our trades, and then just let the momentum ride us upwards so we can get a very high probability entry on our trades. So let me show you exactly what this looks like when you're actually looking for an opportunity. So here's an example of a very good opportunity right here in the market, guys. So this is a trade that I would take every single time, and it's a very high probability trade that you can take yourself as well. So what do we see over here, guys? We see that we're above the 200 EMA, right? So we're in a bullish territory. We see very clearly, right? We're making higher highs. But over here, we can see that the price came back and bounced off of our 200 EMA, went back up, and then came back down. This high has not been broken yet. This low has not been broken yet. So this means that right now we can still get an active opportunity for a trade. Very simple. Next, guys, we can see we have a very clear resistance right over here in this section, right? In this section, we have a very clear resistance. This is very important for us to understand. We know this because look how many times the price has touched this area and reacted to it, right? So all over here, guys, a huge resistance in this area. We can see that the candles are having a hard time breaking this level right over here. This is very important to see and understand, even like there, for example. If we want to use other scenarios and other tools, we can, for example, use the volume profile. We see that right here is also a little bit of resistance in this section right over here, which is pretty cool. If we want to use, for example, a Fibonacci, we can use it in this instance. So for example, Looking over here, again, we fall right into the golden zone. This is the golden zone area, the between the 50 and the 61. So there's a lot of confluences that we can use, but we really don't even need that, guys. We can just simply tell based off the candles. And what do I mean by this? Very simple. So over here, we can see this candle right there is untested, right? So that candle right there is untested. It just shot back down and the price is starting to go up and fill the gap over here. Chances are there's always going to be some type of gap fill. So for example, over here, we saw in this candle, this gap here, right? This got filled eventually. The price went back up and filled this gap, right? This is going to happen almost 8 out of 10 times, but a gap is always going to get filled up eventually. So this gives me, again, more confluences in my head that this is going to be a good trade to take, right? We're just going to continue the trend upwards. Next, what we see is very clear. We have a green candle, a small red candle, followed by a big engulfing candle, right? This is a 3 candle pattern right there. We're gonna make this red so you can see it, that I take every single time, right? Green with a small red in between is a very solid pattern, right? This is what we're gonna look for here. And then from here, we simply just take our stop loss tool, set our stop loss below the 200 EMA, something like this, and then we can target a 1-to-5 risk reward ratio, something like that, for example. Sorry about that. Something like this, for example, we can target. And then from here, simply we take the trade, right? So we're just gonna make this faster so we can see what happens. Boom, look at that. Price is starting to shoot back up. And just like that, we hit our take profit in just a second. Look like that. Very simple opportunity, easy way to take a trades. Let me show you guys a few more examples so you guys can really nail this down. So here's another example, this time on Bitcoin, guys. So take a look at this, right? We see right here moving average. It was going downwards. And then suddenly we started moving into a bullish section. The line's not straight. It's still going upwards, as we can see. And we can see right here that the zigzags, right? The market structure shifted to a bullish, right? So we got higher low, then another higher low. And we can see the pattern, right? If that makes sense. Next, look what happens over here, guys. We can see very clearly, big red candle right there. We know that these candles are always going to get refilled, right? So we can take a chance at a bounce back and go back up. We can see very clearly, guys, this section, we've had a hard time breaking this section several times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a lot of sections here. Sorry, a lot of lines here that did not break. This resistance has been insane. And then we got a bullish engulfing green candle, guys. This is a trade I'll take every single time. So from here, this is where we enter our stop loss below the moving average. Again, we can target 1.5, something like this, for example. And then we simply just let that trade go. And we can see very clearly, look at that. It just gets smacked right away. That's how simple this strategy is. Now, let me show you guys some real live examples that aren't really barred replay, so I can't cherry pick these situations. So one of the reasons why I like using Chart Labs over TradingView is because we have this section right here that says replay. Now what this does is you can create a custom session where you have no idea what happens in the future. And this way you can really backtest any strategy as if you're trading live, guys. So let me show you exactly how this works over here. So once we're in the section, we're gonna go ahead and click create sessions. Over here, we can name the session whatever we want. So for this, let's go ahead and call it zigzag plus EMA, for example. And then over here, we can select whatever symbol we want to trade. So for example, here, let's go Euro USD. It's one of the pairs I like trading the most. We're going to trade this pair. We're going to go ahead and select the time frame that we want to trade. So let's say 4 hour. And then over here, we can select the time period, right? So I have no idea what the chart looked like back in January, for example. So we're going to go ahead and pick January 1st until now. And then we can do a starting capital, let's say $10,000. Hit launch session. This is going to give you your overall win rate and everything that you need to know about your trading, like your Sharp, your profit factor, all that stuff. This is, you can use this before you go live with your real money if you want to see if that strategy actually works for you. Next, go ahead and click start replay, and it's going to go ahead and load this section over here, and it's going to look just like this. From here, guys, it's very simple. You simply just chart the way you're going to chart any strategy, and then you can start placing your trades over here. As you can see in this section right down here, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera back, but you can start seeing exactly how your trades are going to look like live, right? So for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and move this just a little bit. So what we're going to do, guys, is very simple. Now we're just going to start looking at our charts and adding our indicators. So again, what we want to do, add EMA, right? And then we want to do is add zigzag. Once we have those both added, make sure to go back to the EMA again and just make it 200. This is part of the strategy, right? We want to know the overall trend of the market. And we already have our zigzag in place. So now let's go ahead and take a look. Where do we want to place our trades? How is it going to look like? Start doing your analysis. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the chart right here. It's very simple. What we're going to do is just simply look at what's happening, right? So we see bullish trend, right? The candles are above the EMA and the EMA is going upwards. This gives us momentum, so we know we're trending. We're not in a ranging market right now. We see the zigzags. We can see that we created a higher high right over here, and this is currently our low. So the price can still bounce in this section. And then simply, we just want to look for an entry, guys, and that's it, right? So we see that now we're in an upwards trend. We want to jump into that trend. We want to wait for an entry position. Let's go ahead and see how these candles start to develop. Over here, we can see again, we have a pretty strong resistance right there, right? So let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm looking for some type of bullish engulfing candle or some type of pattern that I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and make this maybe a 4, or we don't just get the next candle right there. We can see very clearly now we got our momentum, right? This is a pretty big candle showing us momentum in this section. So then we can go ahead and take our trade here. So we're up here, long position size tool, set our stop loss, this out of the way. Set our stop loss right here under the 200 EMA, and then we're going to target 1.5. Again, something like this, guys. Very simple, right? Then from here, we can go ahead. I'm not sure you guys can see this, but we can adjust the strategy, the risk management here. So for example, if we want to trade risk-based, we're going to do 2% of our account balance. So because we have a $10,000 account, if we win, we get $300. If we lose 200, right? So it's very simple to understand also your risk management in this scenario. And then we just hit buy. Going to enter our position. We can see our position has been entered right over here. This is our stop loss. This is our take profit. And then we simply just take the trade, guys. And then we run the scenario. We lost the first trade. Not a big deal, right? Now, let's go ahead and test this and see what kind of win rate we're going to get here. So after a loss, what I like to do is just let things play out just to see where the market is headed. And I don't want to do any revenge trading, right? So let's go ahead and just play a little bit, see what's happening. Are we underneath the EMA? We see we are underneath the EMA. We're looking a little bit bearish right now, right? And we're trying to see exactly when we can enter again. So let's go ahead and play a little bit. All right, we see some pretty big candles right down here. We know when there's a big candle like this is going to get refilled, guys, right? We know this. And then all we want to see here is, again, some type of indication that this is going to start going downwards even more, guys. So what do we see right over here? We got momentum stopped right now. This is our 3 candle pattern, right? We got big candle, small candle, big candle. Let's go ahead and run it one more candle. It's still bearish. I like this opportunity. I'm going to see if I can take this trade right now. This is, again, just going based off price action, right? Our stop loss goes above this because the swing high is above the EMA. And we target 1.5, something like this, guys, for example. This time we're selling for 2%. We take the trade, see what happens. Just like that, we win this trade, right? I had no idea what's going to happen in the future. I'm just doing this based off the strategy and understanding that whenever we get candles like this, there's a good chance that the price is going to refill that section, right? So now we're confirmed, you know what? We're still bearish. Let's wait for another opportunity, right? We want the price to go back up into a specific area, somewhere around here, for example, before we enter downwards again, guys. So let's keep playing here, see if the price goes back up. Look at this, price is going back up. We got this huge green candle again. And again, my opinion is that every single time this happens, it got refilled a little bit with this doji right here. We can see this, but I think it's going to go back and refill even more of it right down here, guys, right? There's a little bit of a value area right there that we can look at. So then again, we simply want to just wait for a nice opportunity. We didn't get the opportunity yet, but look at this, guys. This eventually is for sure 100% going to get refilled, right? We don't have any testing for these candles yet, right? So let's wait for an opportunity here. Look at this, right? Obviously, I know for a fact this is probably going to hit it, but I haven't taken the trade yet. Why? Because the price is over the EMA, so I don't want to take sells. Even though I think the price is going to go back down here, I don't want to take sells because for me, this is too risky, right? So let's see what happens. We're just going to play it out. The price skyrocketed. Things are going really weird right now. And just like that, we can see this section got taken out again. I knew this was going to happen. When was it going to happen? I don't know, right? That's the thing about trading. And this is where patience comes into play, right? So now, again, guys, we are bearish in the market. Let's see what happens over here. I'm assuming that this candles right here are going to get filled. Then we can look for an entry right there, yes. So let's see what happens. This area did not get filled yet. Now it got filled. We can see it, right? This area got filled. This candle got filled where previously it wasn't really filled, but now it really did, as we can see. And then we're looking for a bearish opportunity here. Look at this candle, 3 candle pattern. I think this is a good trade to take here. Let's go ahead, set our stop loss, and our take profit, one risking 1.5, just like this. We're gonna hit sell. Then over here, let's see what happens here, guys. And did we have smack our take profit? Yes, we did. So that's the strategy, guys. It's extremely simple. You just gotta wait for your opportunities. You just gotta look at the candles. You gotta understand exactly what's the market telling us. Why did I think that the price is gonna come back down here? Because this price wasn't tested, guys, right? The way the market moves, it always retests price. And that's pretty much the strategy, guys. I hope you guys like this. I know this seems a little bit complicated to understand. You're going to get probably a 60 to 70% win rate with this strategy at a 1.5% risk ratio. If you're doing 1-to-1 risk ratio, win rate can go even higher. But this is exactly how the pros trade. They trade using risk management and they stick to their strategies like this. They have a checklist of what they look for every single time they trade. This is just one strategy of many that I can show you guys on this channel. So if you guys like this type of content, all you gotta do is hit that button down below, subscribe, motivates me to keep making videos for you just like this. So thanks for watching, guys, and have yourselves a good day.